So are there any surprises in this team?
We are live again.
Hey!
We are live again. We are back. Is everything? Are we in shot? We're in shot.
We're in shot.
There is, honestly, sometimes you can have the most amount of money on a production, but you've always have a bit of heart. That's all you've got to have. A bit of heart and belief, and we're back.
Patience and belief.
Patience.
And welcome back to the home of Arsenal
Beautiful
versus Wolves, the final day of the 2022-23 Premier League season. We've got the lineups here, hot off the press, which were even hotter a few minutes ago before we had a breakdown in telecommunication connections here at the home of football. But I mean,
But look how beautiful we look.
Oh,
we look absolutely stunning.
Well, you don't look too bad yourself.
Thank you. But we are going to talk about the team lineups before we were rudely interrupted. I know the microphones work because I can hear myself back now, so it's all good. We're living life. We're living. Yeah,
Who is that? Curtis.
Curtis, come on.
Curtis,
Andrew
come on,
says,
Curtis.
hey, we're back.
Okay, Curtis. What do you think the score is going to be, Curtis?
Hopefully a more positive comment, because that made me quite sad, because I worked hard, Curtis, to get us back, you know. I worked hard. But for everybody joining us, we are here live at the Emirates Stadium. Arsenal versus Wolves, 4:30 kickoff. Every single game in the Premier League kicks off at 4:30 today.
4:30. It's a great day, isn't it? But of course, the only thing that really matters is who's going to stay up in the Premier League, and it's between Leicester, Leeds and Everton.
Yeah.
My money, if I was going to put on a bet, which I haven't, would be that Leeds and Leicester are going down, and Everton. So I think Leeds will beat Tottenham. I was at the Tottenham training ground the other day. Spirits are very, very low at Tottenham at the moment. But they need to try and put on a final day performance from Ryan Mason. Could be Harry Kane's last game. Let's know what any score from any game, really. But we're going to be focusing on this one. That's the match that Charlie and I are covering here for HaytersTV.
It's beautiful. It really is a beautiful day.
We've just been talking to Louis Dunford, singer extraordinaire, pop star, rock
North
star.
London forever.
North London forever downstairs.
Little words, you want to give us a little cover?
North London forever.
Lovely. No, that's beautiful.
That's exactly how he sings it.
That's lovely.
And then they mix it to put that sort of London accent.
Bit of auto tune.
Yeah. That's how he sounds in real life. You didn't know that, did you?
Andrew says sounds better, wonderful. So yeah, massive. George says proper. He loved that from you. He loved that. But listen, we're here at Arsenal versus Wolves. That's the game we are going to be talking about for the majority part of this
huge
live stream.
Huge season for Arsenal.
It's been a huge season.
I mean, back in Europe, back in the Champions League, second in the Premier League. I don't think many people, we've been covering a lot of Arsenal, I don't think we would have predicted Arsenal to be runners-up to this amazing Man City team. 100%. In pretty much any other season, Arsenal could have been champions this season. They've got so many points. And I think if they win today, which I think they will, by the way, they will match or surpass the points total that the Invincibles team of 2004 got.
Speaking of the Invincibles, it's the 20th year since it happened, and that's why they've made the new kit.
Oh yeah.
Which is
I'm
not wearing it today, but let me tell you something. The club shop is popping outside. It is so busy.
We've been talking with some fans outside. A lot of people wearing the new gold stripes, and
some of the questions I did ask some of the fans, we're going to be asking you guys in today's live stream for the next 10-15 minutes or so. But what we are going to be doing just now is talking about the team lineups.
Oh yes.
Aaron Ramsdale in goal for Arsenal. Ben White.
Let me help
Thomas
you there,
Partey. Gabriel. Bukayo Saka. We'll speak about him as well. Signed a new contract, which Arsenal fans outside were absolutely buzzing about.
Worth every penny.
Skipper Martin Odegaard, fans said that he was the Arsenal player of the season, so as always in the starting 11. Number 9, Gabriel Jesus, Jacob Kiwior, Leandro Trossard, Jorginho, and one man on the team sheet today that is going to be the last time he's in an Arsenal shirt is number 34, Granit Xhaka.
We've got Granit Xhaka. Now, I thought we'd said goodbye to Granit Xhaka 3 years ago when he came off this pitch, taking off his shirt, swearing at supporters, and do you know what? I thought, good riddance to him. And I think most Arsenal fans thought that, but I think today he will get a phenomenal reception at the end. It wouldn't surprise me actually if Mikel takes him off before the end, so he gets a little standing ovation from the fans. But
and for the Wolves team, we've got Jose Sarr in
goal.
goal.
By the way, credit to Wolves. A lot of people thought they were going down, but
for a team that was really contesting, they were very very good at competing in the top 10 in the Premier League, and they've had a real shocker this season. But there is a few good names still. I still look at this Wolves lineup, and definitely, despite there's nothing really to play for both sides, there is still a lot of talent in this Wolves side. So Jose Sarr in goal, Nathan Collins. It's very windy, by the way. So
really windy at Arsenal today. Sunny but windy. Good for wind.
Mario Lemina, Raul Jimenez, Juan Hichan, Nelson Semedo, Kilman, Matías Núñez, João Gomez, Adama Traoré, and Hugo Bueno. Hugo Bueno, what a name that is, by the way.
No,
Hugo Bueno, what a name.
Can you start calling me Hugo Bueno from now on?
And for the Arsenal bench is Matt Turner, Kieran Tierney, Emil Smith-Rowe.
Oh yeah, we've got some comments coming in.
Wow.
Can someone tell me why he doesn't play KT, Gabby, Holding, White in the back line, please? Asking for a friend.
Well,
all right, Nelson. Well, we'll ask Mikel Arteta for you afterwards in the press conference, and maybe we'll say that Nelson wants to know. And if you watch the press conference afterwards here on HaytersTV, you'll find out the answer to your question, Nelson.
But one thing I do want to quickly mention, we spoke about Granit Xhaka, and a lot of fans outside were sad to see him going. And you mentioned there, he's 3 years ago, no one thought he was going to be playing for Arsenal again. He's really turned a corner, and not only turned a corner, he's almost drifted round a corner this season. He's scored, I think, was it 8 or 9 goals this season, which is phenomenal for Granit Xhaka, by the way, even though he does have a rocket of a left foot. But he's had a fantastic season.
Yeah. And he's only, 31, I think?
Yeah.
And I'll say he's got at least 2 or 3 good years in him. And I can only think, apart from maybe personal reasons, his wife's German, maybe that's why he wants to go back to Germany to play for Leverkusen. But also I think Mikel must have said to him, look, Granit, there's a couple of guys coming in here, which will probably mean that you will not always be first choice next season.
Well, they bought him from Germany.
Yeah, we're talking about Declan Rice and Casino.
Oh, yeah. Wow.
It could be that Granit's becoming a bit more of a bit part player next season, and Mikel's just given a bit of a tap on the shoulder and said, look, now's the time to go. He's got 1 year left of his contract. Arsenal can get 15, 20 million for him, maybe more.
And you mentioned Declan Rice and Moses Caicedo. Again, questions we were asking to fans outside is who would you want to see having an Arsenal shirt next season, playing at the carpet next year? And the one name that stood out was, of course,
Charlie Woollard.
Charlie Woollard, yeah, me. Was Declan Rice and Moses Caicedo, 2 top players. First, let's talk about Declan Rice. Where does he rank for you as the best English midfielder?
Well, he's Irish turned English, isn't he?
Don't start with this again.
He was Irish and now he played for England. Rice goes for an Irish name. But yeah, he is. He's just a sort of player. Imagine if Tommy Partey can get back to sort of top form with Declan Rice alongside him. That would be a formidable midfield duo for Arsenal. He's sort of like Granit Xhaka, but a bit sort of turbocharged as well. At only 24, really experienced player internationally and in Europe. He sort of single-handedly almost got West Ham through to that final in the semi-final. Or did he play
and there's one problem about this deal though, and I think a lot of Arsenal fans may be a bit concerned, and maybe the club might be a bit concerned in terms of there's a bit of a party going on back here.
It's getting hot in here.
It is the money. It's going to cost a lot of money. I've heard a region of 120 million
which is why he might end up at Man United or somewhere else.
But I've heard from a good source, and a lot of journalists who cover Arsenal weekly have tweeted out. You might have seen that Arsenal is his first choice.
Oh yeah, he definitely.
Born and raised around Chelsea. He's a big Chelsea fan, but
he's a Chelsea fan. He's Chelsea fan, but he wants to come to the Arsenal.
Yeah, which, in all fairness, isn't the worst decision in the world. As a football decision, it's very good because Chelsea aren't in the best place at the moment.
I think whatever people say about Arsenal this season, I don't give any credence to the bottling thing at all. Man City have just been phenomenal, and Arsenal were always going to run out of steam with this young squad. Still got the youngest team in the Premier League this season, so it was almost inevitable that would happen. But I think Arsenal is an attractive club again for players to sign for. At the back of the Champions League, they've got a manager a young manager people respect. Sometimes people make fun of his little sort of sayings and pre-match sort of tactics and so on.
But he's done the job.
But the players here love it.
Yeah,
they've really bought into it, and
Let's get back to the comments, I think, Nick, as well. Tuma says, you have to know when to leave the table. Perfect timing, Granit. That's interesting because maybe Granit has reached almost a dead end, do you think?
Well, he's I'll tell you, it's a real shame because he has never played for Champions League football for Arsenal.
No, he hasn't,
That period of outside the Champions League has coincided with Granit signing. I'm not blaming him for 1 minute, so leave the table. It's a bit like being at a party, always leave on a high. Rather than waiting for it all to drift on the last person standing there.
If you see us looking to the right, we've got your comments here, so we're not looking away from you. Don't worry. But back to the comments here. Andrew says we lost to Forest, but I reckon we'll win today. Speaking of winning today, please do let us know your score predictions in the chat. I'm going to go with do you know what? I'm going to go with a bit of a 4-0, 4-1. And the reason why I say 4-1 is I've covered a lot of Arsenal. No. It's not that. The last day of the season, Arsenal love to score goals.
They do.
Arsenal's last game of the season, where Arsene Wenger left against Burnley, correct me if I'm wrong, was 5-1.
Yeah.
Last year against Everton, I think it was 4-1. So there's always plenty of goals on the last day.
Well, handbrake will be off today.
Yeah, 100%.
I'm going to go for 3 or 4 as well. But I said that I thought Arsenal would win at Forest 3 or 4, and they lost. So what do I know?
Sanju says 3-2, please. I'm really sorry if I haven't pronounced that right, but Sanju says 3-2. Manish says 3-1. Arsenal 5-0. John says 4-0. What a name, John, by the way, incredible. 4-0. Mason Mount will come to the Arsenal.
Do you think John's a better name than Hugo Bueno?
No, Hugo Bueno is my favourite name today. As you can tell,
if
you are new to these live streams, my name is Charlie Woollard. This is Nick Callow. We do a lot of waffling and a lot of wonderful talking every single match day, not just Arsenal. So if you are brand new, please do drop a like, hit that subscribe button, turn the notification bell on as well, because we don't just cover Arsenal. We are across the country today for the last day of the season. So any videos you see at the press conference, we are there. So please do make sure you hit that subscribe button. But back to the good thing. Mount and Rice, two best friends. Can you imagine them two at Arsenal?
Sounds like something I ordered in the curry house last night. Have a large Mount and Rice.
Mount and Rice. Mount and Rice. That's brilliant. To be fair, that is brilliant. So just to my right here, on this shoulder, Arsenal heading out.
And then fancy new red training tops.
It's a bit bright behind us, by the way. We can't do much about that, but hopefully you can get the picture of. It is absolutely beautiful today. Packed out Emirates Stadium. Travelling Wolves fan in their numbers as well. But I mean, no real surprises.
I just asked our producer in the back, does it say how many people have got tuning in here? Like, 146,000 people.
Wow.
Wow. Or is it 146 million, or is it 146? Each and every one of you are very welcome. Thank you so much.
This seems to have picked up quite a bit of attention in the comments about Mason Mount. Would you like to see Mason Mount in Arsenal? Do you think he's going to be a good fit for Arsenal? Because
I think he's a very, very, very good player.
He's a good player.
And the talk is he's going to United, isn't it? But Maurizio Pochettino would love to keep him at Chelsea. I know that too. So Pochettino, I think, is getting super confirmed, or is almost in the building.
Signed a contract, I've heard.
I just think Mason Mount would be the first person. If I was him, I'd say, Mason, you're a Chelsea boy. I'm going to change the way things run around here. I'm going to almost build a team around you.
But let's say he goes to Manchester United or Arsenal. Do you feel like he would fit in better in Manchester United, or do you feel like he's going to be fitting better in this Arsenal?
He's a special sort of player, and he'll fit in as well at almost any club. He can play for anyone. Arsenal need to make quite a few signings. They need some backup here in the squad, because they keep running out of steam at the end of the season. Not just this season, last season, the season before, happened under Emery as well, didn't it? They need to have, as Mikel Arteta said in his pre-match press conference, which you may not have seen on HaytersTV, at the end of the season you need 24 players ready with knives in their teeth, I think he said, ready to go to war. This is what City always had. Look at City, they've got no injuries now at all, have they?
But I think a real good comment that Sam Allardyce said in one of his pressers when they played City is, Manchester City haven't just got the best team in the world, they've got the best second team in the world as well, and that's the problem. This is what you were talking about. Squad depth's so important in football, and especially when you've got a team like Arsenal that are now back in the Champions League and need players. For example, today we've seen Gabriel Martinelli not in the team. He's going to miss today. He missed last week with that injury last time out against Brighton, of course, which is good. They've got the likes of Leandro Trossard, who's just as good to come on. But let's say Trossard gets injured. Who have they got? They haven't got anyone really behind. Maybe Reece Nelson.
But it could be. And it's just, injuries. People say Arsenal are a bit lucky. They've been decimated by injury. Since they've hardly won since Saliba's been out. And if you remember, Tomiyasu got injured in the same game there. Now, if Tomiyasu hadn't got injured, then Ben White could have gone into the middle. Someone else could have all nailed it in quite nicely. But they've been really undone by what turned out to be quite a relatively small squad. And well, we all know that's something we're going to be talking about during the summer. We're going to be doing some special HaytersTV transfer podcasts for you. We're going to be talking to some fans outside the ground here about who they want to sign, who they think will be going, how they think the season's done. So tune in for that one next week too.
But a lot of people in the comments they're not really liking the idea of Mason Mount in the team, and that's fair enough. Everyone is obviously entitled to their own opinion. I think look, Mount is a brilliant player. That's my issue. I'd take Mount, but he's overpriced, and I think there is a lot of talk, and I was actually speaking with David Moyes on Friday where he was saying that a lot of the problem is there is a lot of problems in terms of buying English players, because you cannot buy them for any cheaper price than what they are. Let's say Ben White, £50 million. Has he proved his worth? I would say so, but we try and stay as neutral as we can here. I think he has. I think a lot of opposing fans would probably agree. But £50 million for a player that's not touched maybe a European football, in my personal opinion, is a bit steep. But
it does, yeah. Do you mean the price? As long as clubs can afford it, then just buy them. I mean, I know Mason. People didn't think Jorginho was going to be very good when he signed for Chelsea. He's been a phenomenal player. Trossard wasn't exactly, he's no Mudryk, but he's been better than Mudryk for sure. I would trust Edu and I would trust Arteta if I was an Arsenal fan to get the right players. They've been working on this for months and months, and not just something. It's summer. What we're going to do? They've been working on it since last summer.
So we're going to be. We'll give it a minute or so before we leave you. We don't want to leave you, but we have to. We've got a few more bits to sort out before the start of the game.
More of these fans.
When it comes to signing at Arsenal, I don't believe the hype. And that one from Highbury's local Badger, right? I like that comment because over the years, Nick, you've been covering
Barber. No,
Badger, yeah. You've been covering Arsenal for a long time,
57,000 years.
and that's not me calling Nick old, by the way, because I'll get a slap. But what I will say is that comment's very true, though, isn't it? Because Arsenal have been linked with some of the most amazing players over the year. My personal one,
Messi, Ronaldo.
I'm quite young, quite new to the game as such, but the one thing I remember is when Arsenal offered Luis Suarez a deal that was like £1 more than what they offered. So there's been some amazing players.
I think the people working at the club then are no longer in charge of transfers, are no longer here largely. And I think that those days are sort of gone. I think they know what they're doing. You're asking me are they going to get the right players or what's
as in like over the years Arsenal have been linked with so many amazing players, and the question and the comment was that he doesn't ever believe the hype until it happens, and that's my question. They've been linked with so many players.
Well, that is why we're going to be doing the Haters transfer special shows during the summer to just guide you through the ifs and buts and maybes and let you know which stories are more likely to happen and which aren't. And you look at Harry Kane this time last year, he was all going to Man City. They were all in on him. He wanted to go. City had bid loads of money, but it didn't happen. But sometimes these transfer stories are right, but things just stop them happening. And that's why we need to talk more about transfers and details after today's game during the summer. And it's going to be, you're one of the transfer gurus, Charlie.
I am. Call me Fabrizio Romano, that's my middle name. What we're going to quickly do before we leave you, I want to do a quick fire question. We're going to take part in this as well. So in the comments, we've got nearly 200 people watching right now, so massive shout out and thank you for everyone that has stood by and watched us waffle for the last 15-20 minutes, but we love it.
The sound.
We had a few issues with the sound, but it's all good. We'll do a quick fire. Emil Smith Rowe, stay, keep or sell?
Keep.
I'd say keep. Let us know in the comments. We want to see him flying through.
He's a young player. He's only going to get better. If he leaves here, goes to Aston Villa or something, he'll just fly if he leaves Arsenal.
Yep.
So they've got to find a way to help him fly. Keep.
Really, Sam. Keep sell. Manouche says sell. Interesting. So next question. Player of the season for you, Arsenal.
I've really the revelation for me this season has been William Saliba.
Okay.
I've loved watching William Saliba. I had no idea he was going to be as good as he has been. Yeah. He's been a Rolls Royce of a defender.
Look at
Saka, Odegaard, Martin, brilliant. But it's for me Saliba.
Okay.
Fantastic.
This is how you get the comments flying. They are absolutely flying right now. Loads of people saying keep to Emil Smith Rowe, which is great to hear. Some people saying sell as well. Let us know in the comments. We'll read them after the live stream why you think Arsenal should sell. Yes, I'm going to agree with the Odegaard fans in the chat. Odegaard for me has been Arsenal's best player this season. He's managed to stay fit all season as well, and he's just been phenomenal. Not only
Carlton Cross agrees with me there. I think that's the name.
There's not many people that have got almost loads of goals and assists in the same season, so I like seeing that from him. A bit like a Harry Kane, scores goals and gets assists, which is great to see from Martin Odegaard. My next question is, how far will Arsenal get in next year's Champions League? I want a round. Give me a round.
They'll certainly get through the knockout. They get through the knockout, and that's the last 16. Yeah, the group stage. Sorry, beg pardon. Get through the group stage, and that's what last 16.
Draw Bayern Munich 5-1.
Beat them 5-1. I'd say last 8 is a realistic starting point.
Last 8. I'm going to go last 8 as well, actually. That was my one. Let us know. Quarterfinals, semi-finals, quarter. Brutal says quarterfinals. Andrew says semi-final.
You win. What? Just one win? Yeah, win to win.
I love that comment. That's brilliant. We'll wait for a few more to float through.
Semis.
But as you are spamming your comments in the chat,
keep them coming.
Yeah, we're going to quickly give you a quick outro. So it's been amazing this season. We've absolutely loved it. The live streams will be well and truly back next year, and hopefully a bit more than just Arsenal. We want to try and bring you more games around the country, and especially out in Europe as well. Champions League, Europa League, you name it.
Overland
we are there
and Leicester if they stay up.
But yeah, we hope you have enjoyed today's live stream. I mean, this has probably been the best live stream we've had in terms of people communicating with us as we're speaking. So thank you so much for tuning in.
Billy, Singer, Christian,
enjoy
John.
the game, lads.
John says the final.
Yeah, the final. I love
I'll
that.
just go over to the producing studio. If you could just turn us off here, and we'll be over and out any second now.
Yeah, thank you so much for tuning in. Goodbye.
Bye.